Act 2 of The Beauty and the Monster by Stephanie Felicite Dejonly. This is a Livervox recording. All Livervox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit livervox.org. Act 2.
You must allow that it is impossible to be more pleasing, more interesting.
I shall never recover from my surprise. I could not have thought it possible for me to have accustomed myself to his figure.
That is quite natural. You would not hear him. You could not therefore know either the excellence of his disposition or the charms of his conversation.
He has such goodness, such delicacy. He has even something very agreeable in his manner. How affecting the sound of his voice!
So then you are no longer afraid?
I esteem him too much to fear him, but that concern with which he inspires me makes me feel something sad and painful which I cannot describe. Yesterday I had only that compassion for him which is due to the unfortunate, and I was grieved for his hard fate. But that pity did not occasion the melancholy which engrosses all my thoughts at present. I think of him in spite of me, and I cannot think of him but with inexpressible sorrow.
This is very extraordinary. Yesterday he is much to be pitied, and to-day that you behave well to him he is satisfied. Why then does your pity increase when his sorrows are lessened?
There is an idea presents itself incessantly to my imagination, and torments me. It is impossible to see him for the first time without astonishment and terror.
Well, what is it to him, if you have entirely got the better of that first impression?
I wish to have justice done him. I am grieved to think that the aspect of such a virtuous benevolent being should inspire more dread and terror than the fight of one of those savage animals, in whom a blind ferocity is their sole instinct. This is a dreadful idea, and I cannot think of it without shuddering.
But if you determine to remain in this palace, Fanor will never leave it. He will see you only, and for your sake will renounce all the world.
I do not yet know what my destiny may be. I do not know, Fedima, whether I ought to accept for life the asylum that is afforded us in this place.
If you leave it, what will become of you?
I do not know, but it must be friendship, and not necessity, that can make me determined to remain here.
But will Fanor consent to separate himself from you?
Fanor is too generous to make any attempt upon our liberty.
For my part, I find myself so well here that I am greatly inclined to remain.
What, Fedima, without me?
I shall remain to console Fanor.
Console him?
I have sensibility. He is grateful. My friendship will atone for your ingratitude, and in this manner, my dear Sabina, I shall make amends for your injustice, so you need not constrain yourself.
How different are our tempers, Fedima! Everything affords you a subject of raillery.
By no means. I do not rally.
I thought you did. Let us break off this conversation.
Aside.
I do not know what is the matter with me. I find myself out of humour.
You seem thoughtful.
Very true, I am so.
Do you wish to be alone?
Just as you please.
Adieu till evening, Sabina.
Where are you going?
For my part, I am not thoughtful. I love to chat. I'll go and find Fanor.
As you think proper. But I hope you will not acquaint him with the conversation we have had just now.
Oh, I am discreet. I promise you I will not mention it.
That is all I desire. But what will you say to him then?
You are very curious.
What? Is it a mystery?
Perhaps.
Oh, I have no desire to discover it, I assure you.
If that is the case, I shall be silent.
Sabina, aside.
I can hold no longer.
Farewell, Sabina. When your reverie is over, you will call me.
Aside.
I will now go to Fanor and give him some useful advice.
She goes out. Sabina alone, after a short silence.
I could restrain myself no longer. I am glad she is gone. And is this Fedima? Is this the friend which was always so ready to sacrifice everything to my happiness? What an astonishing change! It seems she prefers Fanor to me. I feel myself quite oppressed.
She sits down.
My heart is filled with bitter affliction, and I cannot myself unravel what passes there. I really do not know. Yes, I will leave this palace. Fedima may remain without me. But to-morrow, perhaps this very day, I withdraw from hence, never to return. Fedima will console Fanor. They will both forget me, and after all, I shall be the only one to be pitied. Alas! I deserved another fate. I deserved other friends. I have known misfortune, but I never suffered what I endure at present. I am frightened at the thought of it. Somebody comes. Oh, heaven! 'Tis Fanon!
She falls back upon a chair. Fëanor, aside.
I will follow Fadima's advice, and see what effect pity can have upon a heart of such sensibility.
He makes some steps forward and stops.
Sabina, will you give me leave to approach?
Sabina, rising.
Yes. Come, Fanon. I want to speak with you a moment.
What have you to say to me, Sabina? What are your commands?
Sabina, aside.
I cannot speak to him. I feel myself abashed.
Aloud.
Fanon, I am afraid to distress you. There is a question I dare not ask.
Would to heaven I could divine what you wish, Sabina. Your desires should be prevented.
I am attached to you by the sincerest gratitude. But after all, I cannot promise you I will always remain in this palace. Fanon, will you leave me at liberty to quit it?
I understand you, and I will not complain of the severe destiny which I see awaits me. This palace, open to the unhappy, is an asylum, not a prison. You are not only at liberty, but you reign in it. I am nothing here but an unfortunate wretch, submissive to whatever laws you please to dictate, and ready to banish myself from hence for your satisfaction. But I beg at least you will do justice to my sentiments, and not consider me either as a traitor or a ravisher.
You? A tyrant? You, Fanon? Oh, heaven! Do you think me capable of entertaining the least doubt of your generosity? Alas! I may be at variance with myself, I may be inconsistent and irresolute, but no, Fanon, I never can be unjust to you.
Know then all my soul, I am but too sensible of the effect which my presence must produce. I know the invincible obstacle which a dreadful deformity opposes to my happiness. I never entertained a foolish hope of its being in my power to please you and engage you to unite your destiny to mine. I have merited your esteem, that is sufficient, and after having obtained the only good that I could presume to expect, I ought to forget myself and think only of you.
You terrify me. To what does this discourse lead? Fanon, what is your purpose?
To make you absolute mistress of your destiny, and to free you forever from what can either constrain or displease you. Receive this box. It contains a precious ring, by putting which upon your finger you will find yourself transported to whatever place you choose, and there, by the power of this same ring, everything you wish will be realized. Palaces, gardens, containing whatever is most beautiful in art or nature, of which you will be the sole mistress.
Take back your gifts, and deign to allow me to remain with you.
No, do not despise the last homage of so sincere a passion. Farewell, Sabina. Think sometimes on the unhappy Fëanor.
He goes out. Sabina, alone.
Stop! Stop! He escapes from me. Fanon! Fanon! I call in vain. Oh, heavens! A secret terror freezes my senses, and renders me motionless. His last homage! What means that mysterious expression? What did he intend to say? I shudder. Some confused ideas have suddenly started to disturb my brain. Perhaps this box which he has left in spite of me contains an explanation of those foreboding words which upsets me. I dare not open it.
She lays it on the table.
Ah, let me run to find Fanon. He alone can save me from this distress.
Sabina, where are you running?
Ah, Fadima, have you seen Fanon?
I have just left him.
Well then.
I know what present he has made you, and I come to ask what use you intend to make of it. I met Fëanor distracted, out of his mind. The wildness of his manner frightened me. I wanted to speak with him. He shunned me. He fled from me and quitted the palace, bidding me a sorrowful adieu.
What do I hear? Oh, heavens! He has left the palace? Where is he?
How do I know?
A thought strikes me. With that ring which he left me, I can transport myself to wherever he is, and there I wish to be.
She takes the box and opens it.
Here is the ring. But what is this I see? Writing?
The writing will inform you of his destiny.
Ah, Fatima, I tremble.
Come, read.
Alas, what am I to learn from this?
She reads aloud.
I wish to free you from a hateful object. I know that my presence must be disagreeable to you, and I cannot endure life absent from you. I therefore renounce it without reluctance. Farewell, Sabina. Receive the last adieu of the faithful and affectionate Fanor.
Sabina, having read it,
Oh, I die!
she faints in the arms of Fatima.
Oh heavens, what do I see? Sabina! Sabina!
He is no more. Leave me, Fatima. Your cares are in vain. Life is hateful. And last, when too late, I find my heart. Oh, Fanor, I have dug your grave and my own. The wretched Sabina will immediately follow you. Yes, Fanor, I loved you. I cannot exist without you.
While she pronounces these last words, soft music is heard behind the stage.
What do I hear?
The music continues. The scene changes, and Fanor appears at the bottom, in his proper figure, seated on a throne of flowers.
Where am I? What object is this I see?
Fanor, running to throw himself at the feet of Sabina.
Ah, Sabina, my dear Sabina, recollect Fëanor by the excess of his tenderness.
Fanor! Oh, heavens!
The oracle is fulfilled. I resume my original form, and it is to Sabina I owe my life and happiness.
Oh, Fanor, how pleasant to dedicate our life to him for whom we would sacrifice it.
What a happy day!
My dear Fatima, you increased our happiness by sharing it.
And I, what do I not owe her?
Be always happy, and all my wishes will be gratified.
She addresses herself to the audience.
Ye feeling, virtuous hearts, never complain of your fate, and may this example teach you to know that goodness and benevolence are the surest means of pleasing, and the only claims to love.
Fin. End of Act 2. End of The Beauty and the Monster by Stephanie Felicité de Jonley.